With only one life, I'm trying to live it. Can't take that money with you, I'ma spend it. Yeah, only one life, I'm trying to live it. Can't take that money with you, I'ma spend it. I'ma spend it. I'ma spend it. Can't take that money with you, I'ma spend it. I'ma spend it. I'ma spend it. Yeah, I just wanna spend it all on you. Yeah, I just wanna spend it all on you. Yeah, I just wanna spend it all on you. Shorty come through. No, I can't spell less if I ain't got you. I need a little break for just a minute. With only one life, I'm trying to live it. Got no plans today. I'm your man today. I take you anywhere. Let's do a shopping spree. She don't want designer. All she want is me. My love don't cost a thing, but I guess this ain't free. We spend the time, I won't answer when that phone ring. But understand, gotta make it through by any means. To live like a king and make you my queen. I'ma get you what you want until the death of me. With only one life, I'm trying to live it. Can't take that money with you, I'ma spend it. Yeah, only one life, I'm trying to live it. And I just wanna spend it all on you. Yeah, I just wanna spend it all on you. Yeah, I just wanna spend it all. I just wanna spend time with you. I can't get my mind. That's why I do what I do. Yeah. Gotta make moves. Oh, it's true. Oh, yeah. Off into the winter circle. This purple slower than the turtle. I can never stop. Chasing my dream to be victorious. That's why I'm mic recording it. Cause patience been an ornament on this money tree that grant wishes when you order it. To you I seem slow, but in my mind I seem flooring it. The tortoise beat the head, the weed for the air, the drummer beat the snare. But victorious, we don't.
Trevor Flower Child is the best. It's one of the best projects. It's one of the best projects that have been released from the Our Life. Agree or disagree? Your mic is muted, my guy. Your mic is muted.
I didn't say anything after that.
I didn't hear you.
You said it was muted, and then I was like, let me look.
Yeah, you was muted. But I do feel
Flower
that
Child?
I love Flower Child. It has some classics from Flower Child. And it's always one of my go-tos. Always. But
Not gonna lie, I haven't listened to that project in a minute.
I don't know why. But I listen to it pretty goddamn often.
Well, thank you.
Guilty. Guilty as charged. Welcome back to another episode of Unpopular Opinion. I am Nigel Naheem, Low 5. Trendsetter always. aka the Bedwetter. What's up, man? Hey, how do
I'm chilling, man.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Yo, you look a little scruffy, my man. You need
I
to
always
clean
got the
that
beard.
up, dog.
I always got the bed, man. You feel me? Nothing new, nothing changed. Yeah, you trying hard.
Hey, I gotta keep in regulation. Today we have a surprise guest. Her name is Cat. Give it for Cat.
What's up, y'all?
How you doing, Cat? Just tell us where you from, what you do. You know what I mean? What's your vibe?
I mean, I'm not gonna give y'all all my life, but
Give us a little something.
yeah, I'm from New York originally, but I'm in Orlando, Florida now. It's dope out here, so. But I appreciate y'all for letting me be on your podcast today.
Orlando, ain't that where Disneyland at?
Yeah, and Universal Studios. I'm 7 minutes away.
Is it?
Ain't that where they be cooking up bath salt?
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't know anything about it.
Yo, I never went to Disneyland. Like, is it a must? Like, do you have to? Do you have to go to Disneyland?
So I've only been when I was younger with my family. I don't remember what I was like, no more than like 12. But they have an around the world thing that you can drink. So I say it's worth it.
How much we talking for a ticket though?
Probably like no less than like 120.
Shit.
Yeah. But I mean, it's worth it for the day. You gotta understand, these are like theme parks. Of course, they're gonna get their money. Anything's gonna be expensive. The ticket's gonna be expensive. But you say you're military, right?
Yes.
Get a
Discount. Discount. Like, I don't even know why you're complaining.
Exactly.
It's not the point. It's the principle.
Right. You have a discount. The principle
You paying less than everybody.
It probably
Everybody.
ain't much though.
Yep.
Honestly,
How
it's
much
not
we
even much
talking?
for Florida residents.
Bro, that should be like 10%.
It's
still
a
more.
decent amount.
That's
Then what
tax.
I'm
That's
not
tax.
getting.
Bro,
It's a decent amount. It honestly is. Go on Veterans Day.
Yo,
It's free.
ungrateful.
Right.
I'm ungrateful because
You got a
Disneyland is so
discount.
goddamn expensive. I remember the last amusement park we went to was Six Flags. That shit was so fun, Trevor. I would never forget that trip.
Yo, I feel like we went and was like, yo, we about to run straight to the Nitro. Or was it the King of Kai? I
We
can't
did not
remember. It was
get-
one of those
We
two.
did not get straight on the King of Kai. I know that for a
The
fact.
second time we went, I think we did.
I
ain't
know.
gonna lie.
I know. I didn't get on it. You like roller coasters, Cat?
I do.
Damn.
I love them. I do. I'd get on all of them.
I just.
I feel like as an adult man now, I can't get back on one. I was wilding.
What you mean?
I was playing
Why?
with my life.
What does being an
I was
adult
playing with
man?
my
Oh,
life.
Thank you.
You talking about danger?
Yeah.
Nah, I could do it.
I
don't
have
feel like
a
they're that
heart
dangerous.
attack on one of them things right now.
I don't feel like they're that dangerous. You afraid to die?
Nah.
On a roller coaster, yes.
That's not the way out.
That way to go out.
That's not the way out.
That's
Damn.
terrible.
No,
And it
I
was-
definitely love them.
You gotta
I've been
watch all that on the
skydiving.
way down. Oh, you
I've been
great.
skydiving. Skydiving feels nothing like a roller coaster. It's honestly different.
We went zip lining.
You extreme.
Yeah. Honestly, the zip lining though, that wasn't like more of an extreme sport type zip lining, but the way that we was going down and it was raining, like pouring rain on the zip lines, that was wild. I almost killed Ashley.
Would y'all do skydiving?
Yeah, I did skydiving.
I
Yeah,
would.
but we did zip lining together
Yeah.
in Puerto Rico.
hmm
Puerto Rico. I mean, roller coasters is once you get over that one drop,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
good. You're good after that.
You know, I mean, like, I probably could do roller coaster. The one thing I can't do is the little shoot 'em up thing. You know what I'm talking about?
We
Oh,
did
the
that.
slingshot.
And they keep coming back down like, ah.
I haven't done that yet, but I want to do that so bad. I
No,
want to do that.
no.
I don't
I
think
haven't
it'll be
done
a
that.
bad idea. I don't think it'll be a bad idea.
I was like, I'm not trying to die that way.
Oh, late entry. Put the
Late entry.
easy E.
Oh no, not Eric. No, no.
Damn.
What's going? Look like you about to.
No,
About to
you
start some shit up.
DJ'd up over there. You go
Like
with
you got
your
a
mic
crowd
check?
in front of you.
It's been a long day, fellas. What's good? What's good?
Oh, sorry for the late entry. We have TJ repping the Aggies and the Easy E.
Mm-mm.
I really thought he was about to do that. Though.
I can't disrespect my man's poster like that. Nah. What's good, everybody? You know my face sometimes. What are we talking about out here?
Well,
Late.
first of
Nah, late.
Nigga opened the door like, yo, what y'all cooking?
is that food
We
in
get a
there?
Nah.
What y'all talking about
Is that
out
mac
here?
and cheese? Nah, something interesting was brought up the other day by yours truly. See, it's for the cat, but imagine having a library card, right? And it's your marriage license. And after 3 years, you gotta renew that hoe. Literally renew that hoe. Is that ethical? Like, do you think people really like? You know
Yes,
what?
that's
You know
unethical because
what?
you.
Yes, I want to you can get out. you can get out. You know what I mean? How many people
Yo,
will ride the
'cause-
wave?
How you gonna say till death do us part,
I think that
Okay.
yeah.
but then let it expire?
I get the logic behind it. I get that it's fucked up, but you know how? Okay, in the place in life that I am right now, some of the people that I talk to, like especially guys, they feel like they don't want to get married because of what could happen, the legal situations with getting a divorce, right? So it's like I kind of get that logically, and now that I'm financially where half of these niggas are at, I'm like, yeah, that kind of sounds like a good. I'm not gonna lie. 'Cause
How long?
I could get fucked up.
So how long we talking?
That just sounds. But hold on. That just sounds like insurance to be like, all right, this person's
gotta
only
pay
gonna
insurance.
fuck with me for now, but then afterwards, I'll go do my own thing.
Listen, sometimes things
That's
fuck
just
up.
a relationship.
I'm not saying, but if you know your marriage is strong, if you know that you was really getting in this till death do us part, when you gotta go, recertify is nothing. Like, you get what I'm saying? I think it's also a good time to have like those check-ins in your relationship. Like, how you feeling?
Check-in.
You shouldn't have gotten. You should now. You can't
Agreed.
get married if you ain't ready.
Wait, time out.
Agreed.
Piggyback on what she said, right? Imagine it this way. If you're in a relationship, wouldn't you think it's a good way to remind your partner, like, yo, I want to renew this license to show you that I still want to be with you. So if you willing to do that, you showing me that, like, yo, for real, I still want to be with you.
So if
but
I
let's just say that, wait, time out. Let's just say that day come up and you like, now you gonna be feeling like, what you mean? You know,
Yo, do you know how much domestic violence is gonna occur from that? Like, oh, so you're not gonna re-sign them papers?
Nah, don't do that.
I'm gonna be right back. You're not gonna re-sign. I'll be right
Don't
back.
do that. Don't do that. Don't
You
do that.
telling- How long? How long you think, Austin? How long reasonable?
I think 25 years.
25.
You can make them do life?
You in and
No
out that.
parole? Life, no parole?
25 is crazy to say I get an option.
So
Wait,
If you don't give me an option,
You get no team
every
option,
year,
buddy.
every year should be
no
an
trade
option.
clause.
No trade clause, no team option, buddy. You in there. You in there or you squared.
Here's why it's fucked up. Here's why it's fucked up. Because
tell
it's
me.
like if somebody was really not feeling their marriage, it's like they just like, oh, we just counting down the days now until this is over. Like 15 more days and we out of here.
But
Like
25
that's
years
why I
at
think
that
it's fucked
point. We talking
But I-
25 years though. You know?
But
when
it's
you, were
supposed
20
to
when
be-
you were 25, did you really feel like you had like a feeling on shit? Like there's still things to move around. Like you still have areas to grow, whatever. I'm telling you,
I
those years
feel
will go by
like-
so quickly. If you got kids, like
25?
25.
say if you get a dog, right? Say if you get a dog, you have a dog for 15, 16 years. You still really, you don't really have your dog for for life. Like you
your
miss
dog,
that.
No.
The bond with your dog is
just-
almost like a kid. So, I mean, 25 years. I was expecting y'all to
Wanna be
say like
technical.
5 or
You-
10.
I thought you was gonna say
Yeah.
like 5.
You
You
just
need to
said
get in the marriage. Like you need to get into
Nigel.
that. Like
you just said the bond with your dog is like a bond with your kid. You know do you put your kid before your wife? I gotta ask that question.
Yes.
In your marriage, do you feel like your kid is supposed to come before your wife?
Yes.
You-
Yes.
Why?
I think
Yes.
I agree with that. Kids
My-
always come first.
My daughter, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Why do you feel that way?
Because they should come first. She didn't ask to be in this world.
I agree with it to an extent. Like I do think you
I
should put
applaud you, Nigel.
your kids first in some way. Like, but when it's time for them to go and like start their own lives, like it's supposed to be back to you and your husband.
Austin, give me a time. You quiet.
all right. So I think I think this like renewal should be every 10 years.
Why?
I think that's reasonable because I feel like there's a lot of people who've got married and based on financial reasons, because as I've looked up, financial reasons.
That is the number one reason. That's the number
A
one
lot of
reason.
people get divorced. So financial reasons, a lot of things can change. You can end up having kids, and then let's just say one of your kids get to a certain age and like, hey, they're able to like kind of be able to live with one parent for a couple of years and next parent for a couple of years. After 10 years, I feel like you could kind of decipher like, yo, do we want to renew this for another 10 years? So I think 10 years is a reasonable situation where it's like, and especially if this idea can definitely help you with, okay, we don't have to get lawyers involved and we don't have to pay so much money towards that, because that's a lot of reasons why people don't get divorced, because they don't want to pay the lawyers because it's so expensive for that. So if this situation with renewing your license can avoid that situation, then yeah, I would agree with for every 10 years, you can renew your license. Like I said,
This ain't no business.
but
Some people look at it as a
Wait, hold on.
People do.
Hold up. I let y'all chat for like 5 minutes. I was waiting.
Let the man talk. Let him say what he got to say. Get it off your chest.
Yo, love is not a transaction.
Go ahead.
So is y'all marriage, if the marriage is based on love, it don't even need a timeline because it's forever. You love somebody, that's forever. But if the intent is not wholesome and it is a business transaction, it don't really matter. Y'all can have an agreement in paperwork that says this marriage only lasts 10 years. You
Okay,
can do
let me
that.
ask you a question.
You can make anything you want if
Let me
that
ask
was
you a
really your
question.
concern.
Do you feel like putting a prenup on your marriage is making it a business deal now?
Yes. 100%.
No.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't?
I feel like that's,
No,
you
'cause
shouldn't be worried. I feel like you shouldn't be worried
Some
about
people
that.
is trifling. And they'll try to leave you just
But
to
that's
make
so
a
that,
point.
okay. So there you go. Some people are trifling, but they'll show that in the marriage. If the
But-
marriage contract is about to be up, you have an easier way to get
But-
out of it.
I hear you, but the prenup is saying my money's my money. Let's be frank with each other right now. I got nothing to do with it. It's
Once
not.
you're making
All
it,
right,
then
this
you're making it a
marriage is about
business.
to- No, it's not, because if it was a business, she would be
you're
benefiting
protecting
from
your
it.
asset. You're protecting
Exactly.
your asset, which makes it
Thank you.
automatically a
No,
business
but-
transaction before it's
But listen,
Because you have some doubt there. You feel like
the
this
prenup is saying our money has nothing to do with this marriage.
time out.
So if it was about business,
a prenuptial agreement is even more than just money.
Wait, time
Right.
out.
y'all let me know when y'all done. Go ahead.
Time out. I just gotta correct you on one thing. A prenup agreement is not always it's my money and it's your money.
Of course, it's not always. You can make variations, but we know basic knowledge. If you get a prenup, she don't get enough. She don't get half. She don't get half.
Hey, can I pause that?
No rice,
Can I
no
pause that?
champagne.
You don't get
Go
no
ahead, Cat.
ribs.
Cat, go ahead, Cat.
Can I pause that? Because y'all have to think clearly on that too. It's not always just the men for you to say she don't get no money. Some women can be fucked in this situation too.
That's
course.
facts. That's facts.
Okay.
He don't get no money. She don't get no money. They don't get no money.
Nobody gets any money.
Nobody getting chicken unless you made it. Right? So if it was really business, you wouldn't even include that, because the whole point of a marriage is when you're married, y'all make more money together. So if I'm saying my money don't even count in this equation, it can't be business, because I already put my business back here. You don't got nothing to do with that.
I guess so.
I hear
But
When you
I'm not saying it's ethical. Whether or not
hold on, wait a minute, mother. I'll let you. Nah.
No, go.
Hold up. I understand what you're saying. Where you talk about you put the when you get married to someone, it's a union between two. So that means everything you have and everything the other person has comes to one. You're automatically taking something out of what your union is supposed to be. Then you're making it a business. First of all, I 100% think of marriage is business, because you can, first of all, you can love somebody and be with them and don't have to get married. Like there's more people who be together and don't get married than, if you do get married, 9 times out of 10, there's some kind of beneficial for each person to get married, because you technically don't have to get married for
See what you said.
any reason. You know what I mean? Like,
But in that same point that you said,
what is the benefit of, what do you feel like is the benefits of getting married? And,
monetary gain.
That's a business.
But
Yeah,
for other
that's a
people,
business.
but listen, hey. Yo, I agree with you, Theron. I feel like if somebody get married, it should be because they're in love, right? But clearly it's a business thing. So If so, what's stopping people now from putting an expiration date on their license? Is it illegal?
You can't.
Or are we saying it should be a law that marriages only last?
You can't do that. It's not legal to end
You can't make it.
There's no way to renew your marriage certificate.
How if two people sign a contract agreement that says this marriage only lasts 10 years, after that, non-void?
I don't think
Why
you can
can't
do
you-
that because you have to go in front of a judge to get all that signed, and they're not going to approve that.
But all I had to do was go in front of the pastor to get the ring.
No, but you have to go in front of a judge to get your certificate signed and legalized.
Okay.
Yeah. So the judge is gonna say no.
Like I said, at the end of the day, a marriage is business. Like she said, you got to go in front of a judge. The government's going to be involved in it, and then also once you get married, you have to make a decision if you want to get file your taxes separately or joint. That's also business. Then when you get assets, you have to create an understanding. Do we want to buy this asset together or not? And that's when prenups come in. So even though you are correct, a marriage should be based on love. There's a lot of factors that created to make it a business. And that's why a lot of people just have a relationship and don't get married.
You know what? I'm a cave in. I agree with y'all. It should have expiration date. I want to be the nigga that go live 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm gonna decide who I'm signing with. Might take my talents to South Beach.
You know,
Ain't that crazy? That's wild.
I heard one thing that made me automatically cave in, like you. Dr. Umar. I know y'all know Dr. Umar Johnson is, right?
Yeah, my brother.
Exactly, yo. He said marriage is a business. Why? Because when you get divorced, you don't ask for half your love back, right? You ask for, let me get half my money back, you know? You can't ask for your love back. That's not something you...
Some niggas do.
No, you're right. You can't
have my love back.
You can't ask for your
Killing them.
love
That's
back.
killing the motherfucker.
You can't ask for your love back, but you can ask for money for emotional support.
What?
You can get money for
That
that.
don't count.
But that makes it a business. You asking for
Your
money.
True.
For most, you cannot... What is the pay rate for love? What is the pay rate?
What's the
Let me
pay
know.
rate? for
Whatever your
love?
lifestyle was, whatever the lifestyle was.
What's the pay
What's
rate?
the pay rate?
Hard dick and bubble gum.
So that's how I know.
Going for a low rate out here.
Yeah, you're right.
Nah,
You're
that's-
right. It's a business deal. It really is. When you really look at it, it's a business deal.
When
Like
you-
I
when
could
you-
live the rest of
yeah.
my life not getting married to my partner, but if I had kids with them and we knew we were going to spend the rest of our lives, I would get married for the legal situation.
All a marriage does is make shit more difficult when you're trying to separate. That's all it does. Like,
Listen, at the end of the day, regardless if it should be, if it should be renewed or not, like I feel like people still would want to get married. Like they be
100%.
People go to church, dog.
I feel like it's a society.
See, that's what it's more about.
Right.
I feel like
the religion
there was a-
aspect to it.
grown. Yeah, I feel like we've been our society has been trained for us to be married together because
You think so?
yes,
Nobody wants to get married nowadays.
What I mean in general is that like there's still a lot of people who worship that idea of I want to be married to someone, I want to have that single union, blah blah blah. Definitely as you get higher,
You know what?
you be around different people, you definitely see that type of mindset. Because, and I'm just talking about American society, because think about it, in societies in Africa and stuff, they worship polygamy. Like, oh yeah, I can have 4, 5, 6, 7 wives, and it's not an issue.
Is it really the true pure definition of polygamy though? Because it's usually just a man who has multiple wives. Polygamy means that the other people are involved.
I mean, but they're
So I don't really think that's the right word we're looking for here.
Well,
but I
okay.
understand where you're going. keep going in the direction you're going.
Technically, she might be. His wives are polygamous because they all probably get along.
But it's not about getting along. They all have an intimate, romantic, and emotional and spiritual connection with each other.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I
but
meant
I'm saying
that
I don't think
PG rated.
No, it's not like that.
that multi-relationship that Africans got.
Dr. Umar got one, right?
You think the way
So
we're with
Umar
each
got
other?
one.
You think that women are with each other?
They're all with them, but they're
No. But polygamy is all. It's all of them.
We're not in their bed.
That's the definition. What you mean you don't?
What you think? You think they?
At the same time.
They gotta be.
They don't know. They might not. He might have one for Tuesday, one for Wednesday, Thursday and Friday's the same person. Saturday, Sunday.
And where they live at? If they all married, they all got different homes.
No,
they could all live in the same home.
They all live in the same. Yeah,
they gotta be getting.
It's the
motherland.
It's the act of the situation. That doesn't mean they have to do everything together. Like some of those men just want the women's for them. That's it.
But we get
there's no relationship.
But you understand what I'm saying is just people, multiple marriages with one person. That's the whole point I was trying to make. We, as an American society, only, I think it was, American society was built with religion. I think it was like Christianity or Catholicism, one of them joints. But where they one marriage, you know what I mean? We don't really identify with polygamy or multiple marriages.
We sell the American dream. You get the white picket fence, the two-door garage. And
that's the white dream, not the American dream. That's the white dream.
I think people are changing though. They're adapting to what's new. I think polygamy is starting to become a pretty.
Imagine that. Imagine polygamy in the States.
I could do it.
You could do it? Wait. So you could be a wife of 6.
Well, no. It would just be like a guy and a girl or 2 girls.
Okay.
Yeah, I could do it for sure.
And I think for real, to her
Of
point,
6 is crazy.
Because it's like when I was going to college, there was a lot of women who was saying, "I'm going to college just to meet a dude who's going to graduate and make money." But as I'm talking to people now, I'm hearing them saying that, like, for real, I'm making money and I want to make sure that I'm right and I'm in a situation where I feel comfortable and I'm not so focused on looking for a man. So I do think to an extent it actually is changing. But the foundation, I do think to some point is also, hey, so some people think marriage is the way. But I do think we are running away from that former idea of like you need to get married and you need to do this to be able to do stuff like that.
I'm definitely the second girl. Like I was on my grind, just doing what I need to do, like not worrying about a marriage. Like I didn't go to college for that. I went to college to make money. I'm money hungry. It is what it is. It's the truth. Like, but I don't know. I do still believe in marriage though. Like I still want to get married at the end of the day. Are my standards much higher now? Yeah, they kind of have to be. Like I really don't have a choice.
You talk that shit. But just around the table, Trevor, could you be husband 1 of 8? Just yes or no. Just a yes or no.
Quickly, off the top, go.
No.
Austin, 1 of 4.
No.
Theron, 1 of 6.
Hell no. that's 6 penises in her. You kidding me? You kidding me?
No. He's talking about you of like 6 women.
No, I mean like he's 1 of 6 men.
Oh.
Yeah, no. We lost that. Nah, you was with Larry.
That ain't the kingdom I'm trying to be in.
But would you do if the roles was reversed? If you had 6 wives?
No. That's too many women to pay attention to.
6 is out of line, bro.
One emotional woman is enough for me, buddy.
Damn, why you? Honestly, okay, I feel like guys are a lot more emotional than women. I can't even lie to you. I do.
I'd agree. So what?
Yeah.
That still don't make. That still.
So, but why is that always the first way that y'all describe us when it comes to issues in your relationship? The emotions.
Don't say y'all. Talk to him.
Why is that the first thing you, sir?
I'll be independent with my thought.
Okay.
Because I've dealt with emotional women, so that is how I describe until otherwise proven. That's
what was the
experience?
What just happened just now?
Okay. But here it is. Like I've been cheated on before, but I don't attribute every man to be cheaters. Mm-hmm. I actually open up the new relationships as if I've never had that issue in my life. I'm not gonna put that baggage on you. So just because you've had emotional, there's a lot of us out here. You just pick the scallywags. That's all you, bro. So maybe you should look at yourself in the mirror real quick, and I try to identify within you. Why did you attract those type of women? I'm just saying, but I'm gonna just drink my water in my mouth.
Like that.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna just leave it there. I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm not even.
She called
You'd
you.
have thought she wrote that down, Theron. You thought she wrote that down and she did that.
I'm just saying.
She said scallywags. Man, I haven't heard scallywags since grade school.
Scallywag.
Since-
You know?
My grandma used to say scallywag.
Scallywag. Wow.
That is at that point. That's how you
Almost
gotta categorize
stood up
it.
just now.
For real. Like, I was about to sign with the wrong, but I ain't saying nothing after that one.
Hey,
Yeah,
but
she-
listen, Theron, I got your back because you know I love a debate.
Okay, go ahead.
Women are emotional though.
I'm not saying we aren't.
Okay.
Here's what I think.
Sorry,
think
Theron.
women-
I thought I had her.
I think men. I think men are more
I was like,
emotional.
damn.
I do think men are more emotional than women, but I can admit that women drive decisions off emotion first before logic. But I think we come back more as a logical thinker, and then men drive emotion after.
If you start off emotional, then how can you say you come back more logical when you already made a decision off of emotion?
Because it's not necessarily that we've made a decision or anything. That like sometimes
I know
you can-
how.
How?
I got your back, Theron. Because
Let's take left eye, for example.
when she led off of emotion, then she had a conversation with the man, which then brought her back to logic.
No, negative. Okay, let me speak for myself. Let me speak for myself and not speak for all women. I feel like I drive off initially, like an argument, probably off my emotions and hurt. I may not say a bunch of things, but I'll end up walking away from the conversation for a second, give myself some time to think, and then come back and say, okay, I can think logically now. We can have effective communication tonight.
But with that being said, how long, like how deep has the conversation gone before you decide to step away?
Not that deep.
Like
Because
usually-
not that deep. No, honestly, like maybe 5 minutes or so, or like if I'm just finding out some information or whatever. Like, say if my homegirl texts me, yada yada, so your man's do whatever, right? I don't address that situation right there and then. I probably could wait a day or two. I need to get all my facts lined up. I need to understand the situation of what's going on, all that, and I'll come into it. But I gotta know. I'm not about to go in there and have myself look stupid because I don't know everything that's going on. Just because somebody came and told me something, like I need to know all the information. I mean, you're talking about my man at this point. This is supposed to be the person I have 100% trust in. I need to find all the facts before I'm blowing up on him like that. I should be trusting you, right? So
Indeed.
So what I say to you is you definitely right for your situation. I would have to say that I don't even want to say the majority, but I say there's a number of women who will not go that way and drive first with emotion and then continue to drive with emotion. And I think, to like your point, we do have to look into the mirror and figure out who we actually dealing with and realize that the certain women we dealing with, that's their drive and that's what they're going to stick with. And we do have to look towards finding women who don't do that. So I think it's we both have to hold ourselves accountable as women saying we're too emotional and men have to saying, hey, we're not choosing the right ones.
I agree.
Damn.
I agree. Because I think sometimes men walk out of situations and they think that was them being logical. That was you being emotional because you felt like you wanted to run from whatever was just happening rather than handling the situation.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm emotional. I ain't got no shame in my game.
That's fine.
Hello.
I like men who are in tune with their emotions who can actually.
I've learned that about myself. Facts.
I think it's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, that I am emotional, even though I'm probably the most logical one out of all of us. But you know what I mean.
You don't even know me.
Well,
maybe now, nigga. Not when we was in school.
I'm speaking for the men.
I was gonna say,
No. Not,
I
you know what I
understand.
mean? Talking for the bros. You know, I'm not. Sooner or later, I'm gonna get there. But you know, for you guys, I feel like I'm. What you said? Wait. Let's rewind that. You said maybe not in high school. You said not in high school, Trevor.
Oh no, nigga. Yeah, nigga.
No comeback for that.
My fault. I didn't mean no disrespect when I said that shit. But you was definitely like
that was the place of experience you just came from with that. I already know. I could think of it all. All it takes is one
Nigga,
number, right? Number 5.
you said that, and I instantly saw your face in Miss Drummond's window of the door, looking like. I'm like, nah, this nigga.
That's emotion. Yeah, I want to see my niggas.
I will say now though. I will say now you are
Emotional.
No, logical.
logical.
Definitely
Yeah,
logical.
I will.
I mean, I feel like
I would agree to that too. Honestly, yeah, 100%.
Man.
But
Yeah, that's the.
did
that's the messenger
did
right
that
there.
logic get you that vaccine though, or nah?
It did.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it did.
Why you got it?
Why did I get them? Well, I already had COVID, so I already know how it felt. Two, I believe in the statistics. The statistics CDC say Americans need to be for us to at least beat, or for us to live comfortably with the vaccine, right? That 70% threshold they want Americans to have. I definitely believe in that. I see it every day. Like even at one point where we was when we was not, I wouldn't say beating the vaccine, but I mean the infection rate went down before the Delta variant came out. I felt like had we pushed that 70% threshold before the Delta variant came out, I felt like we would be in a better spot right now, as opposed to you see us having to carry around a vaccine card like we got, like it's the 1950s and this is polio all over again. Like, you know what I mean? So I felt like we would be further along in us being comfortable with the vaccine had there been an increase in the vaccine rate.
You don't believe the statistics, Trav? Yeah, I know you don't.
Hell no. Look, this is my one thing, right? A week ago, the CDC changed the definition of what a vaccine is. And it's like, if you just go and switch stuff to fit your narrative, that sounds like dictatorship.
What did they change it to?
Before, a vaccine had to be, it provided immunity. This mRNA vaccine does not. It only mitigates symptoms. So anyone who has the vaccine has zero immunity to COVID. So how it works is your body creates proteins that reduces your symptoms. And I understand that because if you don't have symptoms or infectious whatever symptoms, you have a less of a chance of spreading the viral cell. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that it reduces symptoms is a good thing, but it does not provide immunity. So by definition, it does not declare it a vaccine. It's a treatment.
Okay.
So in order for it to be approved by the FDA in emergency uses, it would have to be a vaccine. So they switched the definition that made it says whatever it provides proteins for your body, blah 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 blah. They are honestly, I feel like the vaccine does help people clearly. If you're immune compromised and your body cannot fight off these things, you probably want to go get it. Because what it does is gives you 90% effectiveness against the virus. So 9 out of 10 times when you come across COVID, your body will get it. We're going to get this nigga. You only have one attempt out of those 10 times you come across COVID that you might actually catch it. Versus, catch it and have like viral symptoms and infections. Versus someone who is not vaccinated, who you have a greater window of becoming infected and ill. But it does not mean you won't recover.
So you telling me with that definition and what you just said alone, that's not enough for you?
No.
Why not?
Because some people have the antibody already in them. They've been doing blood work tests on people from way back. Also, if you do catch COVID, I think you got about 3 to 6 months where your body has now antibodies that fight it off. And if it doesn't provide you immunity, you can catch it. And if you do catch it, you still can transmit it. Mm-hmm. So, technically, I don't know what the difference is.
Start with the hand. Yeah.
COVID is at this point, we know COVID is almost just as common as the flu. You don't get the flu shot?
No.
No.
Why?
I don't know anybody that actually does. There's people that get it.
I do. I used to get the flu shot. I don't anymore because every year it was required for me to get it when I got it. Like throughout high school and college, like to be on campus for someone who's asthmatic, you were required to get the flu shot. And every time I got the flu shot, I got the flu terribly for 2 weeks. Every time. And then when I stopped getting the flu shot, I never got the flu again.
And you know why? Because that form of vaccine gives you a dead pathogen from the virus. And because of that, you can actually get the flu. And your body creates...
Yeah.
And after you catch the flu, your body creates the antibodies that now protect you from getting sick from it again.
Yeah.
Okay, but Bill Nye the science guy. We get it. Okay.
Also, another thing to go towards Deron's question, let's just say somebody, like for me, who's grown up their life and you always got every vaccine that you was told to get because you got to go to school, you got to go to college, whatever. Let's just say, but this time as you're an adult, you actually have the time and the knowledge to actually look up stuff yourself to figure out if you feel comfortable because you're not.
And you're not required. Yeah.
Yes,
right.
yes. So can it not be that, yes, I was required to take all them other vaccines, but this vaccine in particular, based on what I've seen over a time period, I'm not fully comfortable with taking the vaccine. But it's crazy because after saying all that, I won't say I was forced, but I was put in a predicament where I felt like it was necessary that I had to take it and to make everybody around me feel comfortable.
I'm going to say more.
Take it, but
Even if
I took it.
If it makes sense to you, do it. I'm not anti.
Yeah.
I just
You know
feel
what's
like
crazy about this vaccine?
people
too?
need to have the
people-
freedom to choose.
Mm-hmm,
Do you know what's crazy about this vaccine? The people with the most pushbacks are people with PhDs. Do you know that? The higher educational learners are the people right now with the highest pushback. The most people, if you look up statistics as to who has the lowest
to get
amount,
it?
is the people. What? No, it tend to avoid getting it. Like people with
Yeah,
PhDs and
because
stuff.
they got the
So
knowledge.
how are you helping your argument right now?
I think it's just being open.
No, I'm just. See, I'm the type to just spit out random facts.
Okay.
Like even if it goes against my thing, it's just I just remember reading an article about how that's that. But
I think for me, it's like people are so focused on the long-term effects in regards to people who are getting the vaccine are saying, oh, well, the long-term effects is like, I'll be alive. You may not make it through, whatever the case may be. But it's kind of hard to say what the long-term effects are going to be because technically, unless they switch this definition too, a long-term has to be anywhere between 5 to 7 years. And we just got the vaccine. So like, how are you able to determine
Who's to
what's really
say?
happening?
And then
we haven't even.
They have a 30-year non-disclosure agreement before they can release publicly the studies and analytics behind the research of the vaccine. So you won't even know what America's true intentions are until 2050.
Well, I automatically see the hesitancy with the black community, with the history of, back in the 1950s with the, what was it? Not hepatitis. What was that? Syphilis. There you go. Yeah.
It was giving black people syphilis and
Tuskegee.
experimenting on them.
Yeah. So I definitely understand
And just
the hesitancy in
testing
the black
people,
community.
and then see, I'm glad you brought it there, Theron, because this is really my ultimate juggle as a black man. As we're all black in here, black people have like a subconscious traumatic pain that we all go through. Like, I don't even kid, Nigel. I know you work in armed forces and shit like that, but as a black man and you see police, you just freeze up sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm driving and
when you're a black man and you walking down the street with your hoodie on and you see a white woman in the dark, you try to make yourself look friendly and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's stigmas that we mentally have that other people don't have because their ancestors didn't go through the pain we went to. So our decision makings automatically are totally different because we've been through a long line history of pain and trauma.
Yeah.
And the fact that people would say, you're stupid for not going to get the vaccine, or you're like, are you dumb? Do you not know what we went through and how it's hard to even trust people? And that shit's not even accepted. But
I can't even get gas comfortably.
But let somebody say they're gay and you call them out of their pronoun.
How did we get here?
I'm just saying how easily America makes
I get it. Sexuality.
like exceptions for all these different
Yeah.
classifications of
But
how
not
you
for black.
identify as yourself. But we identify as black, and we've been going through suffering for centuries.
I've been, yeah.
But I can't make my own decision.
My hesitation for everything goes towards health because a lot of people saying it's for your health, but then I also see in black communities there's nothing being done to make sure the health around that area is not being done. Better hospitals, making sure that food markets is better. Like Key Food is not going to do it for most of the Bronx, but stuff like Whole Foods is not in the Bronx at all. So like there's not a lot of other options towards getting the actual stuff you need towards the helping your health. But they always saying it's about health. So it's like, to me, I don't know how you can always say this vaccine is about health, but you're not showing in all aspects every way that you're going to make sure that as a black person, everybody in the community, they have everything they need for their health. That's what makes me hesitant towards this whole idea of the vaccine.
People are afraid to even like say like, this is how I feel, you know, like even if you got the vaccine or not, people are afraid to even say where they stand on it. You know what I'm saying?
Heck
like,
yeah, hell yeah.
Because vaccine is now.
And that's why should anyone be afraid to speak their mind?
No,
That's what's
you're
crazy
right.
to me.
You're not wrong at all. I think it's just ridiculous how some people make you feel when you're talking about it. I mean, sometimes I feel like I can't even talk to some like family members because it's like they feel like because they're family, they have the right to really vocalize their opinion on how they feel, regardless of how it makes me feel or whatever they're saying. When at the end of the day, I don't live around none of y'all. I'm not near any of y'all at any day. So like the fact to feel so hurt about it, people are hella rude when it comes to this topic.
Yeah,
So
and
sometimes
I respect anybody that went and got it. I respect anybody who didn't.
Right.
What I don't respect is how they just shove it in people's faces. And I'm going to be honest right here. I'm going to say it right now live. Hold up. Make sure.
Check the corners.
Fuck Joe Biden. I'm sorry. It's something about him. I just want to say it now to be clear.
Come on, Thrawn. We shouldn't be surprised. Like, why are we surprised?
Yeah,
but
why are you surprised?
back to what they were saying. Like,
You think any other president wouldn't have done the same thing?
Nah, they probably all would have did it.
Politician.
F all of them too.
But
Fuck America.
Okay, let's just go like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. That was solely intended.
If Trump was still in office, he would have made everybody go get it, made it mandatory, but would have made us go first.
I won't say he would have made us go first. But
let's not put false accusations on that man. Like, he's already out of office.
Yeah, I don't know he would have did that.
Because let's be honest, he's just the face for the Republican Party. Let's not do that. 9 times out of 10, he was making decisions the Republican Party itself wanted to see done. Let's see through. Like, let's be honest. Like, that man. But I wanted to. Well, dang. I'm gonna let Trevor continue to talk because I forgot there was a point I wanted to make. But
I just want to know, like, at what point is it okay to say that Joe Biden is a bad president?
I knew that before he was even president, but that presidency was all about picking the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah.
Right?
I get
very
that.
unfortunate. It's very.
We should have voted.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying is that, like we was saying, had this long conversation in the group chats. What a lot of America's looking at right now is that, look, even though his decisions might not always be better than Trump's, sometimes it just looks better on paper to have Biden making the decision because it seems more logical versus being more emotional when it comes to Trump. So
I wake up every day and it's something new with Joe Biden. I'm like, nah, he ain't just say he said that. And they be like, yeah, he said that shit.
I ain't gonna hold you. I miss Trump gas prices. That's how I feel. You know, I see that every day. You know, used to seeing $2.15. You know, that was lovely in the pocket. Now gas is touching $3, $3+. I'm like,
oh, that's nasty.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I haven't seen gas that low when Trump was in office since George Bush was in office. You ever see that? No disrespect to the Democratic Party, but the Democrats be wilding with the gas prices. Like the president
together, there's a reason to that.
The Democrats always got the gas prices, but that's what I'm having a feeling about gas. We get that. I I have a feeling. I'm saying something about gas simply because that's in my everyday life. You know, gas is like a lot of the decisions they make. Although I can't see that like directly affecting me in the front. That's why people say, you know, your local and your state government, those are bigger decisions for you because they more so directly impact you on a day-to-day basis. But that's another topic for another day. The Democrats is fucking up the gas, and I need them to get it right because I need some good gas without
Get that gas price back down.
shit.
Yo, really? This last thing Joe Biden said really threw me in a whirlwind. Man said, best way to protect yourself right now during hurricane season, if you live in a city or state where hurricanes are prone to happen, get vaccinated.
What?
Said, nah.
No.
He ain't just do that. Oh,
No.
he definitely did.
Wow.
I sent it in the group chat. I thought
where
I did.
I
I'm
feel
about to watch
uncomfortable
that.
right now is that he said all federal workers is now mandated that they have to get the vaccine, and I'm a federal worker and I feel some type of way because I'm at home.
Nah, they just made a.
Bro,
They
welcome
just
to
made-
the party.
They just mandated all federal workers to get vaccinated.
I think they have
yeah, I read
I
about
think they
that
have wasn't
It's
it
true because my
law
job sent
that
out an email
says
saying they're talking about it.
you either can be vaccinated or you need to get tested twice weekly.
It depends on where you work. At the company I work at, that's not with how they're following the rule.
Mhm.
Some places can be a little bit more strict, and mine's strictly under the government. So
There's a lot of people who are about to
Yeah.
lose their job. You
they're
about to
discussing
lose your
it.
job.
Yeah, they're discussing it right now to see like where it goes, and it's a possibility. They may say like if you're working from home, you may not have to, worry about this right now. But I doubt it. They'll probably make everybody do it because at some point in time, if you have to come in the office, you've got to be vaccinated.
Right, and they can't wait for you for 2 more weeks after you're,
So get
they.
fired.
Somebody told me there's a measles outbreak right now because they're taking citizens from Afghanistan and they weren't vaccinated against the measles, and now there's an outbreak in America.
Hey,
Be careful. These motherfuckers passing measles.
Hey, I'm not in a measles infested. I don't see those kind of people over here.
Hey, I don't know.
Yeah,
If
don't
you
see
see
those
somebody
kind of people.
looking funny, go the other way.
Oh man, vaccine, presidents,
Damn.
Republicans, gas.
Yeah,
prices.
There was something I wanted to say. Dang.
What is it? Please tell me.
No, it was a topic I wanted to bring up.
Well,
I can't think of it.
Because Fat Joe and Ja Rule had their versus battle like 2 years ago, in which, let me say this on the record,
there you go.
I knew Ja Rule was going to win. He
I didn't know.
has so many hits. The
I
man
didn't think Ja
has
Rule was
so...
gonna win.
I didn't
Hey.
think Ja Rule was gonna win.
I
I
knew it, bro.
He has
Come
more
on.
He has more hits. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. Fat Joe had a lot of hits that I didn't even. I was like,
A
oh.
wise
I mean,
old
but
head told me.
the thing with Fat Joe was Fat Joe used records he produced as well. Ja Rule, literally all Ja Rule songs are songs. He was on.
I think if you watch the battle, I think where Fat Joe messed up at is that he watched too much of the Locks versus Dipset, and he saw how the Locks won with bars and being very lyrical. So what he did the first 10 rounds is like, I'm gonna be lyrical, and then the next 10 rounds I'm gonna use my hits. And too many times during the first 10 rounds, he used songs that like didn't
Nobody
take off unless you really was a Fat Joe fan. So it's like you're playing a song and it's cool and you're spitting bars.
Only
but,
Fat
like,
Joe knew.
yeah, like it's like that was cool, but fam, I don't know that verse. You know what I'm
That
saying?
man-
But while Ja Rule was playing songs, it's like I was back in junior high and I was with Shorty and we was getting it popping. Like
Before there was
You know
a
what I'm
50 Cent, my man, there was a Ja Rule. People tend to forget that.
But let's not forget 50 Cent ended both of their careers
Yes. Yes, precisely. But
and brought it back.
Double homicide.
How make end your career then restart it for you? Like,
Hey,
let me hope you get back.
But back to that verses. So there was a period of time they was going back and forth, and Fat Joe said some stuff where like, "Yo, your women over there ain't eating," but he called them bitches, and he said, "Yo, they look like they coming from a crack house." But the way he said it was so disrespectful. It's like, yo, that's Lil Mo, like, and that's Vita, and you talking to them like that? Like, those are women. Like, why are you talking to them like that? His
Gangster.
response was like, yo, I'm in the arena of a rap battle, so I got, into it too much, and I was just carrying that energy. He later apologized. But my question is, if somebody disrespect you so crazy in public, but then later on, maybe even in private, apologize to you, will you accept that apology?
Yes.
Or is it over?
I just want to say yes, just for some fact. One, even if I think on the scale of the embarrassment, the scale should be the same for the apology.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
That's one, but two, I won't discredit the apology in private because, like, damn, he still came back and looked after me. But still, the scales have to match it the same. They have to. And if you disrespect someone, knowing that heat of the moment, I mean, yeah, you gotta apologize. Because what type of person you are if you don't?
But you said, would you forgive the apology? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah,
Yes.
I would. Yeah. Either way, I think I would, but the scales have to match the same. So you know what I mean? That's just how I feel.
Shit. Here go that woman.
It depends.
Don't do that.
There go the woman.
Don't do that. You don't have to do that. No. It's not even like that. It's like
So
because I really think I think like a nigga most of the time, but on shit like that, like if you fuck with me or if you embarrass me in public, I don't give a fuck who you are. Like I'm not letting that shit go. I don't care. I'm not like this is why I don't hang out with certain people in public, and now you just made it worse. Like you solidified the reason on why I don't talk to people. So no, I'm not doing that. Like if I say I don't fuck with you, I'm the type of person that sticks to that, huh?
So you're not going to accept the apology regardless? It doesn't matter?
No, because you should have done it in the first place.
But even if it's the heat of the moment, adrenaline,
I don't care. But that's okay. But you see, that's where that emotional thought comes from. You're at the heat of the moment. You're emotional. And you're saying whatever's just coming to the forefront of your mind, not understanding how that could really affect somebody else's feelings. I'm not doing that. No.
That's a tough cookie. I'm gonna say I would apologize because in the heat of the moment, I done said some disrespectful shit.
Oh, I would apologize if I said something disrespectful. Do I feel like that person should forgive me? Hell no. Hell no. And if somebody did that to me, I don't fuck with you anymore.
But also, I feel like. What happened?
Can I curse on here? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
Yeah, no. I
feel like the apology is only going to go as far as the magnitude of one's character. If I genuinely fuck with you, I might accept your apology. But if we already on tready water, you going to drown.
That's another good point.
That apology ain't going to save you.
It depends on the level of the friendship. So
if I value your friendship, that like sometimes you got to ask yourself, like, is this friendship?
So were you really my friend? But were you my friend saying something like that about me? Were you my friend?
I would have to say to my point where I would accept the
calling her a crackhead bitch is a little extreme.
But the reason why, like, let's just say I got disrespected to the fullest point. The reason why I'll accept it because one, like, I feel like we all grew up talking crazy to each other. Like, we said some things. We all love each other, but we said some things that, like, for real, people will get in a fight for.
And I ain't gonna
accept the apology. And like you said, when it comes to the friendship, like there's some things. If y'all would say to me, I'll be like, for real, I accept it. It is what it is.
No,
you would laugh it off.
No.
But then you gotta ask yourself,
what
makes you tick? I thought the wrong.
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I mean, I just see a trend. You know, all the guys is like, yo, you know, and you know, lots of
no.
You might be onto something.
That's my man at the end of the day. You know,
no.
I feel like men relationship with other men is different than women relationship with other women or women.
Y'all be quick to just burn a bridge.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, even if in the heat of, let's say, rap battle, you know, there's rapping is a gender's dominated profession. I'm not going to say which gender, but you know, you understand definitely them rapping in the late 90s, early 2000s. You know how society was just different then. So, you know, the disrespect thing was definitely more prominent, more, you know, more in the forefront. So I guess they can understand that later on, you know, definitely with the them, well, not say us, them, you know, degrading women, calling them bitches, blah, blah, blah. That was, you know, what they did back in the early 90s. I mean, late 90s and 2000s. So for them to be, to understand that and be like, yeah, you know, even if it was wrong at the end of the day.
So, okay, let me ask you a question, because I didn't see it. Was he saying it as a part of his rap? Or was he?
No.
Okay, so no. Because if it was a part of his rap, I could be a female standing on the side whenever my ass gets cut real quick because I'm just standing here. I feel you. Like, it's a part of it. It's a part of it. But if you're just talking shit now, and I'm not even involved in this, I'm not even rapping. So why are you coming at me for it?
But at the same time, Fat Joe is a brand, character.
All right, so no. Because sometimes I feel
none of that is real on the stage. Like, unless she is a crackhead.
Even at the end of the battle, you know,
I didn't even know she did crack.
They would say,
why?
Because niggas talk shit. That's what niggas do.
But
you know,
what did that female? What did that female standing in the corner have to do with it?
Nothing. But
she was in the way.
Innocent bystander.
To the point of Fat Joe's point, what he was doing was Remy Ma came out.
Mm-hmm.
She looked like money.
Well, what money look like? What money look like?
She looked like money. You know what I'm saying? So Vita and Lil Mo came out, and it was
looking hurt.
Looking like a penny.
They was looking average. I ain't
gonna front. Vita looked hurt. I'm not even gonna hurt. And then Lil Mo looked cool. And he was just saying, like, yo, my team eating on this side. I don't know what y'all doing over there, but yeah, y'all bitches, you need to feed your bitches. And they looking like they coming from the crack house. So it was just like,
I gotta see the clip. I'm
not saying I can't be in the same room as this person anymore, but do I fuck with you? No.
And you got that right.
That's what I'm saying, but you saying I'm emotional.
No. I said that. I said that because I'm gonna just take responsibility.
Mr. Late to the party said I'm emotional. You wasn't even here on time.
I was asleep. I had some personal things going on. You know, I'm here. I'm here now. We here now, right?
Are you who are you yelling
We
at?
see you. Oh.
I'm gonna get you to lower your voice when you talk to me.
Let's get up out of here.
I'm working on
lower the decibels.
Austin, I need your final opinion. Final opinion, Austin.
My final opinion is that at the end of the day, even if you get emotional, you got to make sure there's some logic behind that so you can make the correct decision going long term.
I don't fuck with him, period.
Go ahead, Trevor. What's your final opinion?
Get vaccinated. I 100% stand behind the vaccine. You hear me, Joe Biden?
Deron, final opinion.
Who are you talking to?
Deron, final opinion.
Me. I don't know. I don't got one right now. Go ahead. Next.
Guest, special guest, C for the cat. Final opinion.
On what?
On what?
Anything.
Say whatever you gotta say. Right now is the time to say.
Anything. First thing come to mind.
I don't have an opinion.
Oh, y'all two over there. Unopinionated.
I said what I said. I don't fuck with politics. My opinion is I don't fuck with somebody who disrespects me, especially not in public. Keep that shit in private.
Okay.
Okay.
So we can talk about it.
Okay.
That sound directed.
Who you telling?
That sound directed.
I'm gonna watch this episode later and be like, oh, my bad.